let's do the same thing but with Rust. So we've deployed the machine, installing RustScan. I don't know if I've already got it actually. Rust. I don't. Right, so go to the RustScan repo. Download the deb file for Kali Linux. Releases. You need Nmap. If you have Kali Linux, you already have Nmap. Docker is the recommended way of installing RustScan, just because there we go, let's release this. Is it just source? Okay, so this needs an update because it's not on 1.8 anymore. Let's do that one. September 2020. Okay, yeah, let's go. Let's build from the source if it's not going to give it me easy. I think we get Docker out of the box, don't we, with this? That's... No. So, sudo Docker. We recommend using the Alpine tag as it's the latest major stable release. really don't want to log into Docker just to get a fucking bit of software. Actually, no, we can just do it straight into here, so git lane. Docker build T. What's that? Dev build. Docker file. Which one? Right. Not found Docker, for fuck's sake. Do you think? Do I download then? How has it not got Docker? I've just installed it. CLI. Why can't I? This is a fucking stupid start. No, I don't want the images, I want to run Docker. So docker.io. Download all the things. Eh? What's happened to my... I move to here then. Zoom in, zoom, zoom. Right, so when we've done that, we do sudo enable docker now. Hey, alright, that's better. Right, so docker build. Requires exactly one argument. Should be able to do that from anywhere. Oh yeah, sudo. I'll just let it use the latest one, I'm not too bothered if it doesn't use Alpine. Okay. Just gonna say I've done that because it's not right. Rust. Usage then. Read the install guide. It's literally the same fucking link. There we go. So Docker run. Sudo it. Okay, just got to run the args. Right, good. What a stupid way to run something. You will have to run this command every time we recommend aliasing it to something memorable. Alright, that's better. Alright, got there in the end. So we can answer that question. Let's do... RustScan is highly accessible. That means we can use continuous integration testing to ensure accessibility. Needs a manual test accessibility. This is important because accessibility is important in hacking. Hacking isn't just inaccessible, it's the opposite. It's an alternative and actively discluding members of the community because they have some issues they were born or developed so they cannot help. It's a basic human right to extend everything we do to be accessible to everyone in the same way. It's right for you to get healthcare, to get an education. Around 15% of people suffer from some sort of disability. Okay. I don't see why... Like, I'm all for this, I just don't see why it's relevant to what we're doing. Yeah. Metasploit is one of the most essential. It's entirely text-based, so surely it's accessible. I was just saying about like text readers not being able to use it, so blind people would struggle to run Nmap, I'm assuming. I don't know. Does Nmap not follow disability guidelines? Nmap. We're especially interested in the experience of users of screen readers. I'm guessing that's what started it. Something, because if... Okay, yeah. Nice bit of politics in a lab, it's just what you need. RustScan is fast, but why? In short, it's a low-level kernel networking written in the fast language Rust, asynchronous scanning. Multi-threading is slow due to the context switching cost. Async is fast. See my Rust room for more information. At its fastest setting, the bottleneck is not the program, the bottleneck is your computer. Network link between you and your computer and the target, and finally the target itself. If your OS hardware isn't the best, that's the bottleneck. This sounds bad, but other port scanners have bottlenecks in the program itself. RustScan is fast as your system, the network and the target. Being so fast is bad, but RustScan can be slowed down to however slow you want. Just know that if speed is your thing, RustScan is where it's at. How do you ensure speed? As more features are added into RustScan, slowness tends to creep in unless unnoticed. As we add more features, the program generally slows down, and this is a rule for all programs. More complexity will mean it's slower, but not always. RustScan deals with this by manually testing on targets, continuous integration that fails if the program is too slow, benchmarking the program and graphing the results, keeping all features outside of scanning itself. Unless it's absolutely needed, RustScan will not run code before or during the scan, only after. Okay. Now for the largest feature of RustScan, thanks to Bergabman for working on this one. RustScan is extensible by RustScan scripting engine. Allows you to write a script which runs after the scan is completed, taking inputs of open ports and their respective IPs. The RustScan scripting engine can be altered using the scripts argument. There are 3 possible arguments. None, don't run any scripts. Custom, run all the scripts. Default, run nmap script or whatever script is in the config file. Okay, so to execute a custom script, we need a RustScan script toml file located at home RustScan script toml. This script should look like this. Let's walk through this. Firstly, for reference, this is basic Python script. So we're setting some things. Note the metadata of scripts is stored as comments. Yeah. Tags are categories for scripts. For example, we may have these 3 categories: HTTP, SSH, Tomcat. We only wish to run scripts that match the categories. Our config file will only execute scripts with matching categories. A developer tag issues who the developers of the script. Trigger point is what port should the script trigger. And the call format. Rust script uses a templating library called text placeholder. This allows us to include variables in the variable curly braces. RustScan supports 3 variables: the script name, IP address and port. The code itself. Now everything is after the metadata of the code itself. The script will receive arguments. Now with this data we run the script, doing whatever we please, contributing or making scripts. If you make a script, please consider contributing to RustScan. Right now you can submit a pull request. Running other tools with RustScan. Any tool on the system like Nmap, GoBuster can be run with RustScan. We do this by default with Nmap. To execute another program, create a shell script which calls the program. So to call Nmap, we create a shell script with our RustScan scripting engine. And then for the function nmap vvvpip, you can replace this with GoBuster or any program tool as long as the program is installed and reachable in the environment path. What is the scripting file, config file called? Was something toml. Can you run other binaries with RustScan? Yes. True. Does RustScan support, or does RustScan, nice typo, Support scripts in JavaScript, I guess, or is it just going to do Rust? RustScan is adaptive. That means it changes how it looks to better suit the environment we call the adaptive learning feature set. Some of these features included are being worked on: adaptive outbalancing timing to optimize the speed of scanning, using data. RustScan molds itself so it's the fastest scanner for any target. You may be familiar with the top ports features of other scanners. It will let you scan the top 1,000 ports on the internet. The top 1,000 ports on the internet are not often the top 1,000 ports you might come across. Corporate networks may use unusual ports. Capture the flag events have unusual ports. For example, 31137 is used a lot because it's leaked. This port is not in any top 1,000 list. RustScan learns what the most commonly open ports are for you and adapts itself. Your computer is not the same as my computer. Why run the same scan setting? Mac OS devices have an open file limit of 250. That means they can only make 250 connections at a time. Kali Linux has about 90,000 open files. So if we built this for Kali Linux, it would break on Mac, which does not support that many open files. RustScan learns about your operating system and adapts itself to better suit you. Okay, yeah, we get just repeating yourself. Okay. So what? Let's do some scans. This tool is really amazing in terms of scanning. It can scan all the ports really fast, then pipe the output to the nmap. If only it did this by task 1 and not task fucking 7. Basic format of RustScan is RustScan-R ports-A target IP nmap commands. Okay, so if we scan multiple IPs and comma separate them, we can also scan hosts, support CIDR, the host file as an input, so individual scan, A-P, okay. You can input comma separated lists of ports to scan, okay, that's nice. Port range. Adjust the nmap arguments. So RustScan at the moment runs nmap by default. You can adjust the arguments like so. So if you do RustScan host --a-sc, it'll run all of that apparently. Try running the scan for all ports. So RustScan-A1010.6.224. Okay, I didn't like that. Just omit ports. What's the hint for it? Yeah, we get that there's that many ports. So -P 165. I don't get why it doesn't like that. That's valid digit. So range. Right. It's tac as well, isn't it? After scanning this, how many ports do we find open under 1,000? 2. Perform a serviced version detection scan. What is this version of the software running on 22? Was it double tack on its own and then dash dash? This is quite quick. Running script on. Oh, nice. So to perform a service version scan, what is the version of the software running on port 22? It is OpenSSH 661 P1. Perform an aggressive scan. What flag isn't set under the results for port 80? So what do they mean by aggressive scan? RustScan, aggressive scan, -A, okay, that's all it is. So if we want... I thought we had that anyway, -A. And we only care about port 80, so I didn't like that. -A. Let's see what they meant by that. Perform an aggressive scan. We could have used... So it's that -A, like that. Yeah, cool. So it'd be better if this was more clear, like an Nmap aggressive scan. So then you pass. Police are out. So yeah, you run your scan, pass it over to Nmap, tell it to run aggressively, and then it'll give you all this extra stuff. So, what flag isn't set? HTTP only. Using this tool in Scanner can save a lot of time. Make sure to use it in pen test. Okay, brilliant. RustScan quiz. In a short quiz, what are the more useful switches we can use with RustScan? All you need is a help menu for RustScan. Include all parts of the switch unless otherwise specified. This includes the TAC, for example. We would specify /Z. Okay. So RustScan-H. Let's try and get it to fit. Better anyway. Right, so how do we access the help menu? -H. Often referred to as quiet mode, what switch can do this? Quiet mode. Range scan all the scripts. Quiet mode. It doesn't say fucking anything to do with quiet mode. Like, just gonna guess -Q, of course. Yeah, it's not even listed. The Q wasn't expected. So does it not exist on the
It's one of those GNOME web link.
Yeah, the note. I mean, I'm assuming they've removed it in the version I've got. So, because I've got the latest version, they must have got rid of it. And if that's the case, then that needs updating in the room. Documentation. -quiet. That's 171. I bet they have fucking removed it. It's not. Where's the change log? What's the chances we see quiet removed? Quiet now renamed to greppable. There we go. Fucking knew it. Alright, so that I'll keep that tag open. I'll send them a request to update that. Right, so which switch can help us to scan for a particular range? That was range. Which switch would you use to find out the version? -V. Which switch will help us select a batch size? That was -V. And what's for timeout? -T. Hooray! So this needs a lot of work, mainly on getting it installed through Docker. I think that definitely needs an intro. This is complete garbage. This isn't true at all anymore. And yeah, it's like, assuming it goes in like major versions, it's like 4 major versions out. So yeah, I think I will submit some feedback on this ROM.